Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm the King, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are talking about Pyramid Head, as you can see on the screen, and what is the best build for him? What's the most viable build you can put on this guy to make him really efficient? So, we're going to go ahead in this video, explain the build for you guys, tell you how it works, and we'll go through every single perk and why it works for him. Before we jump on into this video, we are live on Twitch. If you guys want to come on out, the link will be down in the description. With that being said, let's jump on in to this video. So the perks we're going to give on Pyramid Head are pretty much perks that amplify his power, as well as kind of help him in areas where he struggles, because, you know, he's not the best killer, he's mid-tier. We'll have a tier list of him versus the other killers coming out very soon, so stay on the lookout for that. So that's how we're going to assess him on the perks that we're going to give him. So first of all, we'll start with the necessities, the perks that you absolutely need on Pyramid Head. The first one is Save the Best for Last. Now this perk is really good on Pyramid Head because he has a M2 attack that allows him not to lose stacks. So that way, if you find your obsession similar to the Demogorgon or any killer like that, you can use that power and you won't lose your stacks, and then you can go around hitting 3 other survivors really quickly and then using your power to come back from it. So essentially, if you have maximum tokens, which is 8, you can hit a survivor, which will give you a 40% extra reduction in your cooldown, and then you can simply plant your sword in the ground, lift it up, and hit them really quickly. It is super efficient on him, and it's 100% a necessity on him because this perk is absolutely amazing. Not to mention, you don't lose any of your stacks, so why not? The next perk that is an absolute necessity on him is I'm All Airs. Now this one, you guys might be like, I'm All Airs, and yes, I'm All Airs works amazingly on him. Now the reason why I'm All Airs works really well is because if you're in chase and someone decides to vault or go over a pallet, you can use his Rights of Justice and put your sword in the ground. You can see exactly where their auras are and hit them. Because what survivors like doing is trying to mind game you. Sometimes you don't see them when you're using your power, but if they decide to speed vault or if they decide to go over a pallet really quickly, this perk will come in clutch. The only downside to this perk is that it does only trigger every 40 seconds. So if you don't have this and you want to use something else, anything that realistically gives you information is pretty good. You can swap it out for Bitter Murmur or anything like that. Not recommended, but if you must, you can use something like that. So now we're going to go on to the perks that aren't really required, but still can help him pretty good. And that is Nurse's Calling. Again, another information perk. Similar to I'm All Airs, Nurse's Calling, if they heal in 28 meters of you, you'll see their auras. And if there's 2 people, you can get them both injured or down, depending on their health state. If they are healing, you will get one of them down at least. And it works good because it's 28 meters away. And in order to make Nurse's Calling work, you can always use something like Monitor and Abuse on him. Not required again, but if you don't have anything else on this build, you could pop it on in. It'll work well with Nurse's Calling. It doesn't work the best on him since he has a standard heartbeat, but you can still sneak up on some survivors. Another perk that is kinda alright on him, but you don't necessarily need, is Barbecue and Chili. You get information, you get extra points. What's there not to like? I'm sure I don't need to justify Barbecue and Chili too much on him, so you can toss that in and that would make a nice build. However, for me, when I play, I personally do not run Barbecue and Chili. Instead, I like to run Corrupt Intervention. And I'll tell you why I like Corrupt Intervention on him. The only place that he really lacks in strength is map pressure. At the beginning of the game, 2 or 3 gens can get popped really quickly and really fast, and there's not much you can do until more later game when you have a nice snowball effect with his power. Now, eventually this will change when they add in the start game collapse or whatever it's going to be called, but for now, Corrupt Intervention, 2 minutes of just survivors being closer to you is really nice. You don't have to run this. It's not a necessity on him. You can swap it out realistically for anything you like to make this build complete. You can even put Sloppy Butcher to work well with Nurse's Calling. If you really want to go to the extent, you can put something like Pop Goes the Weasel. These are perks that I don't recommend, however, because as you know, with Pop Goes the Weasel, Barbecue and Chili, Devour Hope, anything that correlates to hooks, if you don't hook them and you send them to the cage instead, nothing really works with it. So sometimes these perks are kind of useless and you're wasting the perk slot. So in this instance, I decided to use every single perk that has nothing to do with hooks or anything like that. This guy really forces you not to use so much of the meta, but really change it up. And this build right here will take you a far way. Try it out and let me know what you guys think. As for the add-ons, since this is a build video, I like using this right here. It considerably increases the recharge rate, so you can quickly use your power over and over and over. I also like increasing the range of Punishment of the Damned. It is really, really amazing. And these two together work very, very well. You can obviously use your Trail of Torment and use some of those add-ons. Pretty much all of his green add-ons are where you should go. The purples and the ultra rares are meh. The yellow are just lower versions of the greens. I personally love the greens. It's good to start out with the browns though, because there's similar add-ons that do the exact same thing. Here's the recharge rate, and here is the range. So you can start off with those, learn them, so that way when you go to the green ones, you will feel really powerful. Now, as I said, we'll have a full breakdown of the tier list of this guy coming up very, very soon, so stay tuned for that. We're going to explain more about his power and how we feel about him. We're almost at Prestige 3 already, so I have a good understanding of him, and he's pretty good if you play him right, and a lot of things tie into that. I won't get too much into it. We'll save that for the tier list video, but try this build out. Let me know if you have any better builds on him. I would love to hear it. As always, I'm the king. I tip my crown to you guys, and we'll see you in the fog.